Welcome back everyone. The iPhone 11 came out, almost 2 years ago. It's a beautiful phone, so let's go and see how it holds up in the middle of 2021. Now I've already done a full review, so this is just a high level overview, essentially kind of hitting on a lot of things that have changed, specifically with iOS 15. Now, first of all, if you want to pick one of these things up, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now, obviously the body has not changed. You still have that 6.1-inch liquid retina IPS panel. Beautiful panel for the most part. Again, not an OLED, but it's still a pretty good screen in my opinion. You have the front facing camera, lightning port, IP certification, glass back, and that dual camera setup as well. Now that camera is still perfect. I still love it. And to be honest, the iPhone 12s really aren't even that much better, if any at all. So they are essentially the same thing, to be honest. You have 4K at 60 on the back, which is great. 4K at 60 on the front as well. And I've used this phone so much. It's almost like my second phone in a way. And on my second channel, I still use it sometimes. And for that last year, I've been using it extensively on my second channel. That's kind of what helped build that channel, to be honest. And every single tutorial for the most part was using this specific iPhone. And I enjoyed it. It was very fast. And the camera, anytime I had to use the camera for it, it was perfectly fine. So definitely the camera is a perfect thing for this phone still. Now the biggest things that's changed, probably as you most know that I already talked about, was iOS 15. Now I do think iOS 15 runs fairly well on the iPhone 11. I just don't think it was that big of an update. So I'm happy that it's not a crashing mess. I'm happy that it's fairly stable. There's nothing super crazy that's going wrong with it, but it's still kind of annoying that there's not that many cool features. I genuinely was expecting split screen multitasking of some sort, and I am pretty sad that we didn't get it, but I do think over time, probably within iOS 16 or 17, we'll get it. So I think this phone is still going to probably end up getting it at some point, but it's going to be a shame if this device doesn't get a massive change. I do think this device deserves it because the power of this phone is crazy. Now I will say battery life has been pretty good on iOS 15 as well. It hasn't been as good as iOS 14, but I do think it's been pretty stable in terms of a battery standpoint, so I think that's good. And the overall stability of this phone on iOS 15 has been great as well. So I think everything in an iOS 15 standpoint is exactly how I was expecting it, and it really hasn't changed my workflow too much. I think when you have a phone that's this capable as an iPhone 11, whether it's a buggy mess or whatever in the beginning with, by the end of it when it's officially out and by the time you should actually install it, it's going to be a very stable version of software, and I'm going to be a huge fan of it for sure. So in terms of that, software wise, that pretty much covers it up. Now performance wise, this device is still a very good performing iPhone. Apple A13 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM. This is a very, very good phone in terms of a performance standpoint. Really, whatever you're going to do with it, it's going to be able to handle it. And even on iOS 15, I haven't really seen it take a huge toll in these newer iPhones in terms of performance. It's not that much faster. It is about almost the same thing in the middle. I would say it's like pretty much the same thing as all the other devices. So in terms of software standpoint, so I think that's great. When you get to something like an iPhone 7 and iPhone 6s, and that's when the software versions really take a toll. But on a new phone like this, performance is going to probably be about the same in the beginning with. I just hope that it is faster when it comes out, in terms of a official standpoint. So this phone is a very good performing phone still. Obviously, like I mentioned on my second channel, I use this phone a lot, and this phone was able to handle everything I threw at it. All the videos that I edited on this thing, every single whatever. If you guys follow that channel, you would know that this phone was the one that really I used a lot. So this phone in a performance standpoint is perfect in my opinion. So to kind of sum up this video, obviously the iPhone 11 is still worth it in the middle of 2021. It's a very, very good phone. Of course, there's some problems here and there. It may not be perfect, but I do think it's perfect enough for a lot of people. It's fairly stable. It's still getting software updates for a very long time. And I think it's a very good phone. There's really not that much to complain about. Like I mentioned, if you want to pick one of these things up, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.